This week for our Clay 101, we are going to do one of my very favorite things with the pasta machine. We are going to take 2 pieces of clay and go from this to this beautiful blend. Stay tuned and see how a Skinner blend comes together. Alright, so off camera I've conditioned 2 colors of clay, and these are not colors I would use obviously for a food project, but I picked 2 colors that are the same brand. They're both Primo, and I recommend having clay not necessarily the same brand but the same texture. You want the same degree of softness, and I'd stay away from things like Sculpey 3 because they're just too soft. I've rolled these out to the thickest setting on my pasta machine. I'm going to lay them on top of one on top of the other, and I'm going to cut. You need 2 squares or rectangles that are the same dimension. That's important. This is our first step. Now you cut at, and I'm actually going to cut not quite at it, I'm going to leave a little bit on each edge. Now, separate these before they become permanently stuck. Now I have the 2 pieces that make the rectangle again, but they are of opposite colors. And I like to lay, some people just butt them up against each other. I like to lay them down just overlapping just a tiny bit. I really don't want that little bit of purple there, but I figured these 2 colors would give us a pretty obvious blend. You'll be able to see it. Now in food, a lot of times it's a lot more subtle. Alright, I need to move the camera so that you can see my pasta machine, and then we are going to make a Skinner blend. Alright, now this is a really awkward position for me to work in, so hopefully I can do this without bumping the camera too many times. So we're going to take our blend. These parts that have the little lip over them, they go up and down. I'm just going to put it through the first roll just to kind of seal it. I'm actually going to go to the second setting. I just want to squish it together so that that seam is a little more adhered. And I'm going to stay on the second setting since this is not a really big piece of clay. Now it's really important that we always fold the same direction. We're folding like this, and we put the fold through first. It's not looking like much yet. But I'm going to keep going. It's starting to make it's starting to look kind of off, kind of weird. That's what we want. Just keep going through, folding the same way. Don't ever fold this way. Don't ever run it through this way, not when you're doing this part. Just keep folding the same direction, keep running the clay through the same way. And it's going to look really streaky and really weird for a while. But there, look, hopefully you can see it's starting to blend. Now obviously for food, like I said, we wouldn't use these colors, but I picked these 2 colors because I wanted something that would be pretty obvious when we were making our blend. And I think we're going to, we'll do a few more Clay 101 things, and then we're going to start using some of these techniques in making some food. And this is one that I really enjoy doing. Whoops, did not mean to drop it, didn't mean to bump you guys. See what we're getting? We're getting a blend. Now if it starts to get a little too long, you can kind of fold in these very ends like that. That will kind of shorten it. It'll make it look really weird shaped for a while, but that's okay. But we're starting to get, I think we've got our blend. So I'm going to move the camera and we're going to take a better look at this. Alright, so that's all there is to it. So we went from a piece of clay that looked just like this to this. The Skinner blend is used in a lot of canes, like I use it when I make avocados. I use it inside of the strawberry a little bit. I use it for green onions and leeks and things like that. So we'll play with this here probably a few weeks, and you'll get some weird little parts. I need to keep working this to get rid of these spaces, but you get the idea. So you can practice with this and have fun. Now before I got my pasta machine, I did a couple of times successfully do this just using a roller, a clay roller. It takes a while, it takes a lot more time, because you saw how many times I folded and ran this through, and it's going to take that many times, whether you're doing it by hand or with the pasta machine. The only real secrets are 2 clays that are the same amount of soft or hard. You want, like this is both Primo, so they're fairly consistent in their texture. You want both pieces of clay rolled out to the same thickness and the same size, at least when you're first starting out. After you have some more experience, you can probably do some things that are really cool effects with not the same thickness and not the same texture. But that's our basic Skinner blend. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure and check the blog post. Be sure and find the Facebook group, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.